welcome back. Like we've been pointing out, it looks like we'll have a flat start and then we'll take it from there. The SGX Nifty is indicating just about 8-point downtick. Asian markets also pretty stable. So let's see how things move. Deepan Mehta is joining us, director at Elixir Equities. Deepan, good morning. Let's talk about some stocks first. One of the stocks that we're tracking is Bandhan Bank, where our colleague Abhishek is reporting that there could be some stress relief from Assam. It's a stock which has underperformed quite a bit. Would you buy it here, or is it an avoid for you?
Good morning, Anuj, and thanks for having me on your show. I think there are many cracks in Bandhan Bank's business model, especially the geographical concentration has hit the bank pretty hard. And despite many efforts to diversify away from microfinance and be a more full-service bank, all those efforts have not yielded much of a result at this point of time. And I'm not so certain that Bandhan Bank can sustainably create value over time. So despite whatever positive news flow is coming through, I think any uptick or upswing in the stock price may be a good opportunity to get out of Bandhan Bank. And I think that overall, unless they become more geographically spread out and expand into other states, which they have been trying to do so, the risk factor for Bengal and Assam will remain. And that's always like a sword hanging on top of Bandhan Bank. Whenever there's a problem in those two states, instantly provisions try to immediately spike up. And it's been a big disappointment. I think technically also many investors are stuck at higher prices. So it will see wave of selling as and when the stock price rises.
Okay, so slightly cautious on Bandhan Bank there. Deepan, hi, good morning. I wanted your thoughts on Indiabulls Real Estate because the company has filed an application with the NCLT for a merger with the Embassy Group entities. I mean, this is a stock that has already gone up, I think 90% in the last 3 months. From a shareholder standpoint, what would this mean?
Good morning, Sonia. I think it's very positive and certainly diversify the risk as far as Indiabulls Housing is concerned. And we are very positive on the real estate sector. I think almost after 7-8 years of continuous slide in terms of volume and prices, we are seeing a reversal taking place over here. And Indiabulls and Embassy Group are aggressive entrepreneurial management. And I think that they'll take the maximum out of the opportunities available in the real estate sector, where we are seeing fast consolidation taking place. They're sitting on land bank, very attractive projects at attractive locations. And I think I would say geographically well spread out also between the West and the South. So yes, positive on Indiabulls Real Estate. And considering the size, the value, the opportunity which they have, you could look at buying the stock at corrections. Existing shareholders, I think they're in for a good ride over the next 2-3 years or so.
Okay, buy on a correction. That's the important advice, considering the big run-up on the stock already. More questions for Deepan in just a bit, but back to Nigel. Nigel, what's the momentumizer of the day?
Well, Maruti seems to have lost its momentum in the last few days. Even yesterday's trading session, the stock was under pressure. In fact, there was some open interest built up. And if you look at the last 4 sessions, you'll see that the open interest is up by close to around 3 lakh shares. That would amount to close to around 10% open interest build up, while the stock has been correcting, telling you there is some short build up. Now, it's an underperformance that you've seen in August, actually, because everyone's talking about the Nifty up by close to around 5%. But mind you, Maruti is down by close to around 2.2%. So it's a 7% underperformance that we've seen coming in terms of Maruti. And gradually, the stock just a few days ago was at around that 7,100 mark. It's come down to sub that 6,900 odd level. So it's broken the 20 DMA, the 100 DMA, as well as the 200 DMA in the last few trading sessions. What's causing the stock to be under pressure? Well, a few factors. There are supply disruptions, as the management has said. There's also, elevated raw material costs because of some of my steel companies. And the third factor could be the electric vehicle threat. So put all these factors together, it seems that Maruti has broken some of those crucial technical levels and it's lost its momentum. So let's see where the stock moves from here. Back to you guys.
I was just thinking about that, Nigel. Your steel companies were ruling the roost even yesterday and all the auto stocks were down. So yes, that has a lot to do with it as well. Thank you for the updates over there. Deepan, actually not just Maruti, I mean the entire auto pack is underperformed. The auto index is flat for the month. Nifty is up 5%. Would you buy anything in the decline, Maruti or any other stock?
Not really. I think that, just to add to what Nigel said about Maruti, the issue is not that there's a threat of EVs. The issue is that the company has not announced any credible move towards electric vehicles, what their plans are, what their new models, at what point of time they will have a complete electrical vehicle. solution. So all of these uncertainties are playing on the minds of investors. And now we are seeing the kind of response which has come from Ola Electric. It's a massive factory. They're going to really shake up the two-wheeler industry. So entire two-wheeler stock, we need to be a bit cautious. And they have said that they have plans to go in for four-wheelers as well. So there's a disruption right at the doorstep of these automobile companies, and I don't think anybody has a great plan in terms of how they will transform themselves. Of course, they have one or two products here or there, but going forward, I think we have seen that disruptions come from players outside the industry, and something similar is going to play out in the Indian automobile sector as well. So I'm not that optimistic on automobiles, at least for the next 2-3 quarters or so. Anyway, they're grappling with supply side issues, cost increases, which are going to impact their margins. So sentiment will remain soft. And as and when I think these issues get resolved and you may see an upswing, I think at every rise, one should look at calibrating, reducing their holdings in some of these value creators of the past and look for opportunities for companies which try and benefit from electric vehicles, something like a Greaves Cotton, which has got at least a EV type of a rollout. Smaller companies like maybe an Atul Auto, which has an EV presence as well. And then some of the other automobile suppliers as well, maybe Motherson Sumi, which has exposure to global electric vehicle industry. So one needs to be a bit careful as far as auto and stay are concerned for the next few quarters.
Okay, you know what, Deepan, your answer is leading us nicely to our next conversation.